So, hi. So this week we talk about healthy aspects of masculine energy, right? So last week we saw what are the unhealthy or wounded aspects, and this week we learn about what are the healthy aspects. How to know which trait in you or which masculine energy in you is in the healthy place in your life. So the healthy masculine, again, we if we go back to comparing with the feminine side, so the masculine energy is about direction, right? And from direction there is some end goal, something that we want to achieve. So the clarity in that vision is healthy aspect of masculinity. So somebody who has good clarity about vision, they have a better farsightedness. They can see the you know consequences in a longer run of their choices today. They have better clarity about their life, the direction of their life, what they are choosing for themselves. So that is a healthy masculine. And once this clear vision is there, then I think such aware person would have purpose driven goals, not just the materialistic goals. So the purpose driven goals do include the materialistic aspects. For example, a person who is purpose driven and they are doing something with with the intention of contributing to society or to a particular community. In that, are they going to earn good money? Yes. In that, are they going to enjoy the materialistic success? Yes. But then that becomes a byproduct of it. So we are not saying that wounded masculine is materialistic. That means we should not have materialistic goals. Right? I want to enjoy materialistic life is one of the aspects of my life. When I am in a comfort, then I can perform well. But then the goal is not simply driven by materialistic success. It comes with a purpose driven vision. So I think these are the two aspects which go hand in hand. Priya, do you want to add anything about this?
Yeah, I think just taking these two aspects ahead, one third aspect of a healthy masculine is having a discipline because they have a purpose driven goal and because they know they have clarity on how that has to be created. Uh, Anyone who has uh, clarity on this is my bigger vision and these are my smaller steps and I'm going to do this in so much time, uh, or who can break down the goals and work towards them, and those actions become inspired actions because there is a purpose to it, there's a bigger purpose. So the masculine knows the bigger purpose of taking that small step in that moment or in that time. So the discipline comes very naturally to them because they know that this step will take me there and this step will take me there and this step will take me there. So being disciplined, which comes as a natural aspect, is a healthy aspect of the masculine because they know the reason behind that discipline. So it is not something which is forced. It is something which comes very naturally to them. It's very inspiring for them to do it. So that is another aspect of the healthy masculine, which is discipline. Uh, there is a sense of, uh, you know, usually in masculine energy, they say there's a sense of achievement which comes with every step which is achieved. Like for them, it is like it's an accomplishment. That small step is an accomplishment. So that those goal-driven results oriented action inspires them to do more. That's what takes them through life. So that is a healthy aspect of it.
In fact, is inspired action. So once they have the goal in place, what action plan they make is not just for the fulfillment of the goal, but they make sure that the action plan is also something is which is in alignment with who they are, and
Yeah.
that is again in alignment with the intuitive guidance which comes to them. So that means they are connected to how they feel, they are connected to their intuitive side. Remember, the healthy masculine is also about healthy feminine. So the balance between both of them. So that's how their actions are usually inspired actions. And that's how, when I'm inspired to take a certain action, the discipline is going to be natural for me because I want to do it, not because, in order to get that result, I will have to do it. That's not how it goes. Yeah. And
Another aspect that we can talk of in this regard is, you know, like when they are going, when the masculine is working towards a goal, and not every step might work the way that they had planned. They are very good in problem solving, logical problem solving. Okay, now this is there. I need to reach this point. What needs to be done? Usually, the feminine will go into, oh, I feel like this. But a masculine is more inspired towards, these are the resources that I have in hand. This is what I need to do. And this is the way I will do it. Because they know that in the bigger picture, this is there they want to reach. So problem solving comes very naturally to them. Linear thinking comes very naturally to them. That, okay, now plan A, B, C, D. At any point, this is what other options available. And I can do this. If not this, I can do this. If not this, I can do this. So that, again, structured thinking or linear thinking or problem solving comes very, very, very easily and naturally to them in a person who has a healthy masculine energy.
in fact, they have this problem solving and they are ready to, uh, go and get diverted a little from the original action plan
Mm.
and solve the problem and come back to the original track. And
Yeah,
in this process, they are connected to how they feel. So as Priya said, that feminine would go into how they feel, and if the feminine is wounded, masculine is wounded, then they'll just remain stuck with how they feel. But a healthy masculine, healthy feminine would take an account of, oh, this is how I'm feeling. So, what do I need to do about my feeling? Or there are two options for me for problem solving. This one is not something which resonates with me, but this one resonates with me. So, who I am. So, I'm connected to how I feel, or I'm connected to who I am in the core. And that action plan is continued to solve the problem or the original action plan. So both things go hand in hand. And
yeah.
thereby, when something is done and it is not going the way it needed to go or was planned to go, healthy masculine is able to take the responsibility. They do not shy away from taking the responsibility of their choices. So, healthy responsibility. What in a particular situation is my responsibility, what in a particular situation is not my responsibility. So they would not overburden themselves with somebody else's part of the responsibility, but they would not even shy away from their part of this.
And
So
in that, I would like to add that they don't look for approval also, because they don't have the need to get a validation from anywhere. They know what is the goal, they know what they are working towards, they know where it has faltered, what has been the problem. So it comes very naturally to them that they don't seek approval for what they want to do. And action comes very naturally.
And
So,
thereby they are also encouraged. So instead of criticizing the negative aspect in themselves or others, they would look at what needs to be encouraged, what needs to be strengthened, right? Because that is going to get positive energy and that is going to drive the action plan and then finally accomplishment of the goal. So if you notice the energy of this conversation, it is very it is anchored in a particular direction when a masculine is working towards a goal, and if they are healthy, there is that active energy present, but it is not aggressive, it is not too passionate that no matter what I need to do it. That energy is not there. Even if they go in that from time to time to find positivity or strength or confidence, when it comes they will be able to go with the flow. That's how, like, one might have planned that from A to B, C, D, E is going to be my goal. But when they start working on it, the B may turn into D, and then you come back to C, and then F, and then G, and so many things might happen on the way because life is random. So, healthy masculine is okay with all of this. They are not too rigid in their thought, they are not too fixated on this is how it has to be. Like, remember, sometime back we were discussing aggression. So, aggression will come from this kind of rigid thinking that everything has to go the way I want. Of course, again, if we look into that, there would be some hurt or something that, costed a lot when it didn't go the way the person needed. So, all that is the background work. So, the healthy masculine is in touch with how they feel. They are open to express their feeling, they are clear in their communication with themselves, with others.
and in this regard, because they are so open and straight in communication, they're very real, they're very rational. So, only living in ideas or living in thoughts or living in feelings does not uh, is not their way of being. It's like do it and then see what comes next. So staying in touch and yet taking an action towards it, and then pausing and then seeing how I feel, and then the next action, and then the problem solving, and then the linearity, all of that. So that's the way a masculine works. The masculine works after taking an action, the pause comes, and then there is an action again, and then there is a pause again. So that's the way, that's what drives, like what Gayatri said, the direction comes in that. So when we talk of action or when we talk of rationality or reality, a masculine thrives in that way of being.
Yeah. And this trait would become wounded if such a person is not able to look at their feelings at all, because at times they do not fit their logic, right? Like, we all know, if there is old hurt, suppressed hurt, even a smallest thing may uh, make a person emotional. Now, my logic doesn't match here. It's not such a big deal, and yet I'm feeling too emotional or too hurt. But a healthy masculine would know that, okay, my feeling is also a real part of me. But the real charge of my life comes when I do not allow that feeling to take charge of my behavior. I'm able to feel it, look at it, and yet I'm able to, pause, do something about it, and continue to act in the direction which I want to.
I guess in everyday life, one of the ways in which this might show is if suppose someone is facing a breakdown at either work or in their personal life in any part of the day, and there's an overwhelming emotion which goes on, and there is still work to do. There are things to be done. So the person can actually just be aware that this is how I feel. I'll come back to it and continue with what needs to be done at that time. And when they have enough and appropriate time to do it, they take it back or they go back to that instance and see how they felt and process it. So even going through everyday life uh, in this manner can be a very healthy way of living in the masculine, which might show as though they're not processing their emotions or they're not sitting with their emotions, but that might not be true. They do it at their pace. They don't get overwhelmed by uh, that overpowering emotion. For a feminine, it's more like when that comes, then that needs to be processed completely. Only then the understanding and the next step can be taken for. Not right or wrong. I'm just saying way of being for different people can be different. But that doesn't mean that it is unhealthy. Only they'll be able to say it. Yeah,
So,
Gayatri?
yes, in the coming week, when you look at, yourself and you find certain emotions, uh, this may not even be true for every emotion.
Yeah.
With certain emotions, you are able to sit or keep it parked till the end of the day and continue. For certain other emotions, you need to handle it right away because you have had a difficult or more difficult experience with that particular emotion. So, go with what suits you, what kind of person you are.
And
And
what is the need of the hour at that moment?
yes,
If sitting with the emotion is the need of the hour, then so be it. If taking an action and moving on to something else is more important at that time, then so be it. So it depends. It depends. So
so
that's
I
the
think
way.
that's one exercise we want to leave you with, right? And continue to journal all of this. Because I'm very sure if you revisit this after a few months, you will find where you have progressed and you will find even more insights there. So do the
And
journal.
as yeah, and as we shared in the discussions today, that please do not box these traits as this is masculine and this is feminine and this is healthy and this is not healthy, because that's not how life works. What might sound healthy now might not be healthy later. What might be unhealthy today might be healthy at some point in time. And what can look like a masculine trait now might be coming from a very feminine space. So please do not box any of these traits as this is the way it is. These are just pointers to bring in more awareness so that we can sit with ourselves and understand our life in a better way. So that comes as a disclaimer, please.
I think that's it.
Yeah, someone has asked a question now, Gayatri, if you can just address that. Can you please give an example of the difference between the two, only materialistic goal versus a purpose driven goal?
Okay. So, you know, most of the people have lived like this for many years, or even today they live like this. I went to school, I got some education, and this education, helped me to get trained in certain skills which can earn uh, my living, which can help me earn my living. And now I'm, working in that particular field. Do I like it? Is it my calling? No. Do I really, really enjoy this? No. Had I, you know, given any opportunity as a child, I would have chosen a completely different field. But now my parents didn't allow me, or my social conditioning didn't allow me. So I did this. This is a high paying job. I don't enjoy it, but it's okay because it is giving me money. It is giving me a certain kind of social image. So I will continue with it. Is it wrong? It may not be wrong, right? We are not talking from the morality aspect or right wrong aspect. But end of the day, do you look forward to go to your work? Or you are doing it because today your survival depends on it? So maybe you're very good in it and you start achieving great success, and all you think of is, earning more and more money, earning more and more social respect that comes with the accomplishment. And eventually you tell yourself that this is how life is. And now because I didn't get my dream profession, I'm going to make very very big in this one, and I'm going to prove and become the best in this. Okay, you might become that, but then that goal is materialistic goal. End of the day, every day you might be feeling, you as in not you but a random person, you might be feeling suffocated, angry on yourself. You're looking for ways to escape every now and then because you don't really enjoy that in the. On the other hand, a healthy masculine may be, at some point of time I found that I'm really not enjoying this, and I got the courage together and I got out of it and I started doing something which makes me fulfilled and satisfied at the end of it. Am I doing charity? No. Am I earning money out of it? Yes, I do have plans to make it big, whatever it could be, right? And nowadays we see many examples like that. People giving up very high paying jobs and they are starting their own businesses, and they are really, really uh, making it big success. So, again, we are not saying that a materialistic goal, as in somebody who really enjoys making money, talking about wealth and creating lots of wealth so that they can create better livelihood for others and the family. And that could also be somebody's purpose. So we are not here, we are not deciding that nobody should become like a business tycoon who earns lots and lots of money. That means their goal is only materialistic goal. We are not judging that, because if we happen to talk to them and we find that, oh, this really really inspires them. Have you seen some people who really love talking about how to build wealth, and they want to help people to create awareness about how to handle money, or how to create a kind of success which seems really difficult in a traditional manner, but they have figured out something for themselves. So even a materialistic success may come under purpose driven goal. Are you getting? These are two different things.
I also would like to add over here that when we say purpose driven, it has to make purpose to that person.
Right.
If it makes purpose to that person, whatever the goal may be, materialistic, not materialistic, um, it because the question here is about masculine, so we are talking of material and real, something that is seen in the eye. But only the person can answer this. Is it purpose driven or not purpose driven? And what might seem purpose driven for one phase of life might not be purpose driven for another phase of life.
Yes.
Like, I want to earn enough wealth to lead a life where I can contribute. So I'm working really, really hard now towards my goal because I'm inspired to live a life with an early retirement of contribution. So that's the purpose. Yeah.
I hope this helps. So I think that's what we have for this week, right?
Yeah.
So please sit with yourself, compare the list of last week's traits of wounded masculine with the healthy masculine that we learned this week. And then, start figuring out your own life, your own patterns for yourself.
We will not be recording next week
Yeah.
because it's a process. So if you want to be a part of it, then please do join the
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, and see you next week. No, not next week. I think next month with the new topic.
Yes.